We're here with Sanjeev Agrawal, CFO of Standard Chartered Southeast Asia. Afternoon, Sanjeev.
Good afternoon. Good to be here.
Sanjeev, you're a speaker at CFO Asia Summit 2010. I'd like to know, what are some of the changing roles for CFOs in Asia?
I think it's not a big change in the role, but the flavor or the focus is more on controls, the risk management. Growth has always been part of CFO's role, but controls is an area which has got more prominence for the last 2 or 3 years as the world remains choppy and is expected to remain choppy for a while.
And Sanjeev, how will China have great impact on Asia? Over the past couple of years, we've seen some massive growth in Asia. China and India has been credited, so to speak, for this growth. So how will these two countries, in particular China, impact Asia?
China is a global economic superpower now. It's growing and pulling the world together with it on the growth trajectory. Asia is the natural beneficiary. It's geographically closer to China. It will benefit on supply side. It will also benefit on demand side. The other thing the Asia will see as a benefit is to, in many ways, learn from the China model of growth. Because China has learned to grow the Asian way. There are many new things which China has done, which other countries in Asia can learn from.
Very interesting you said that. And what are some of the things that China has done very well that other countries in Asia should take heed of?
One of the things which China has done well is not necessarily follow the Western model. So they have understood the cultural difference that it has with the rest of the world or with West. It has also learnt the fundamental economic difference it has. It has played on its strengths being demographic strengths, the political strengths, and then it has worked around that to foster the growth.
And with regards to risk management, how can we create value in this volatile economy?
I think very important to understand the business strategy first and stay focused on it, because when the world is volatile, there are too many distractions. So one has to remain focused on the strategy and then say, within the volatile environment, what to minimize and what to maximize. Maximize growth in terms of opportunities. Where are they? There may be things to pick up now, as the prices may be attractive in some parts of the world. So are we investing in there? Or the other thing is diverting your operations, diverting your people, right sizing. So huge opportunity whilst managing risk.
And what is your 2011 economic outlook for the financial sector in Asia, given the volatility in Europe and North America?
I'm not an economist, but I will say that this year, if you look at 2010, was a big pullback year. So you saw several economies and several places the growth rates are very, very high. We see that leveling off. It cannot continue to be at, let's say, in Singapore we saw 15-16% growth. It will level off. Asia, in our views, will continue to grow, and West will be in a what we call readjustment period. And what that means to the financial sector is there will be period of low interest rates. Places like Singapore, we believe, will remain low interest rate for next 2 years. But there will also be other places within Asia. Look at India, for example. High inflation, and then what? The interest rates has to be raised. So we do not put Asia as one single block. There are countries within Asia which will grow interest rates. There are countries within Asia which will be low interest rates. The banking strategy, therefore, has to be different for different places. The other thing which we think will happen is liquidity will move from west to east. It will flow through the banking sector, and the question is, how do the banks utilize this liquidity? And big challenge is not to get carried away and invest in the asset bubbles. Know your customer, know where the real business is, invest behind it. So growth, perhaps not as rapid as this year, mixed scenario on interest rates, stronger Asian currencies, liquidity flowing east.
Thank you for that, Sanjeev. And also, can you please tell us, how do you find the CFO Summit so far?
Terrific. I think the topics that we had discussion on were very relevant. The speakers are very impressive, represent all parts of the industry. And it's in many ways challenges are same but yet different. To get that mix, the sense of that, very useful. Terrific effort.
Thank you very much, Sanjeev.
Thank you.